Hi, it's Lenneke from Len's Crafty Life, and welcome to the second part of this challenge, or actually collaboration, that I'm part of. And I should show you some papers, which I almost forgot. It's the Crafty Christmas in July, and this is the first page I should show you. And this is actually the second time I'm on now. The first time was on the 16th, but if you watch this on my YouTube channel, then you can just, go back to the previous video on my channel, and you'll see the first part of how I'm making this beautiful journal. So this is the 4th Annual Crafty Christmas in July 25, hosted by Sweet Pea Papers. Now there's a challenge as well. So you can actually win some great prizes. I'm actually donating 3 of my digital kits, which you can find in my Etsy shop, Len's Crafty Life Digis. I also have another Etsy shop called Len's Crafty Life for also all sorts of physical items like paper packs, braille paper, French laundry labels. Got tons of those, all sorts of vintage French magazines and lots more goodies. So please check that out as well. But the prizes, there is 30 collaborators, of which I'm one. There's 50 plus videos this month, and there's 20 plus prizes. So you can just check those out. Go hop over to Sweet Pea Papers here on Facebook. If you want to join in the challenge, just make something, anything Christmassy, and just post it in the Sweet Pea Papers YouTube group. So I'll just quickly show you this. Just, freeze the screen if you want to read all this. It's the drawing is post your entries before the 31st of July and in the Sweet Pea Papers group, and then the drawing is on Sunday, August the 3rd. So I think that is about it for that. So let's get on to this. I decided to use a book cover, and since this is a Christmas themed, I have the Christmas mice papers from Creative Paper Artisan. And in the previous video I showed you how I picked my papers to actually make the signatures. So if you want to see how I did that, just hop on over to the previous video. So, and then I also showed you how I put in the signatures. So it's a hidden spine because you don't see it on the side. I did make a small mistake, so let me just correct that. I sew them through this lovely embossed brown paper, which again is, I have embossed Christmassy paper packs and also hand-dyed embossed paper packs in my physical Etsy shop called Len's Crafty Life. But anyway, I just sewed it through that paper, but the paper did tear a little bit. So just to strengthen it, I used just, your ordinary brown packing tape, which is this, which is the exact same color as the brown embossed paper. This is not hand dyed, that's just your brown craft paper. So I just used some of that tape to just secure the signatures just a bit extra, because I do not want them to fall out. So here as well some tape, and here as well some tape, but you can still see the embossing. And of course I can, do something with that to prettify it, as they say. So I'm not going to get it finished in this part, so there will be a part 3 and maybe even a part 4. So I want to just do the inside and make a bit of ephemera with you, with all these gorgeous mice, but also some ephemera. I want to make it a bit more vintage, so I've already used some vintage book papers, which you can see in here in different languages. I got different language packs. This is German, this is Dutch. I think there's probably some French in there as well, I'm not sure. But anyway, I found these vintage envelopes that I have, which again I sell in a pack, but I don't want to keep saying that. Just anything and everything that I use. Basically, if you're interested, just hop on over to my shop. That's it. I won't mention it anymore. So this one I thought was really cute because it's got the Christmas stocking on there. And this one I want to use because this is the real reason for Christmas anyway, which is, of course, Jesus, who came to the earth to die for our sins and deliver us from it. And so that when we die, we can go to heaven and be with God, be with Jesus. So it's wonderful that he did that for us. So I do want the real reason for Christmas in here as well, even if it's a small part or a small hint. So let me just, you know, here there is a pocket here on top, so you can put some ephemera in there. But I want to use this also as a pocket, a tuck spot here. So I just want to put this is double-sided tape on two sides. Now the envelope is a little bit longer than the actual book cover that I am using, but I don't mind that. That's like a junk journal. I like things sticking out. The only thing is that I have to make sure that it's on the right spot that I put the tape. So since the envelope is longer than the book cover, I'll put it on the book cover. And I have a special little pair of scissors to cut this tape, because this tape, it will leave some sticky residue on your scissors. So if you use these scissors, you know, if you want to use them on paper later, then, you know, the paper may tear, it may stick to your scissors. So that's why I use a special, I have these little scissors dedicated to cutting tape. Sorry, lost for words there. It's late. I should be in bed actually by now. But I just wanted to do this video because tomorrow this video should be up, but tomorrow I'm out all day, so I have to do it now. So just really, you could, you know, even go over it with your bone folder if you have one. Of course, I can't find mine when you need it. So now I've got a pocket here, and I've got like a pocket or a tuck spot over there. And I want to do this one in the back. So this one is a bit smaller. This one has the opening on the side. So, but again, I can make this a double pocket. So in here and also in here. Now there is a piece cut out. How are we going to solve that? I think I'll just put, I'll get to that later. I'll just put tape. I'll put tape on 3 sides here of the envelope. That's 1. And 2. And 3. Okay, just go over it to make it really stick and adhere well. I think I just won't bother too much with that. Although I could regret that actually. I may actually, although I've taken already off the tape there, I'll use a bit more. Well, let me just use some tacky glue to just put a little piece of paper here as well, just to make that pocket more separated. And I could use some of the, what am I going to use? I need a bit sturdy paper. Actually, I think I'll just use this. Just tear a bit off. And just, actually, I do like that torn side. Maybe I'll ink it a bit. I've got here, let me show you, the Distress Ink Walnut Stain from Ranger or Tim Holtz. And I'll just edge that, you know, do the edge a bit. That's the part that you're gonna see that's gonna stick out. So it's gonna stick out like so. Okay, let's just take this part. Oops, should be careful. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Let's get rid of that glue. At least I hope I can. Maybe I should leave this to dry now because a little bit more glue here. Actually, I should have left the red tape cover on it for a bit more. So you see, this is sticking out. So when I'm putting it down, you have a pocket here and you have a pocket behind it. But I just want this to dry first because otherwise this will stick to this. So I need to put that aside for now. Okay, so now I had some, that's done. Now I did find within my vintage envelopes, I found this one, which is a beautiful Christmassy green, I think, with a card in there. I'm not too keen on all this glittery bit, so I could either see if I can take it off. It's probably gonna tear. No, can't really take it off, but I can use the back like for pockets or tags, you know, make a few pockets. Maybe I'll do that, and I think I will tear it like so, because I do like kind of like the rugged edge, and I'll do it here as well. Let's make a tag out of this, like a rough tag with some of the Christmas mice. Actually, now this edge is probably a bit too neat, so let's tear that as well. And let's use got a bit of music paper left here. Let's use a bit of that. Just smudge it out a bit. And stick it down. And then, of course, I've got now sticky fingers. Let's get a wipe. Oh, come on, wipey. All right. Not two, just one will do. It's always nice to have wipes on the go when you're crafting. So now let's see. I've got some really, really lovely, or actually, I could use some of these as well. Maybe I'll use fussy cut. And I need some other scissors for this. Right, of course my normal scissors aren't here now. Okay, so I'll use my tiny little scissors. This is nice to just kind of go around it. I'm not a big fan of fussy cutting. I always like the end result, but actually I'm not really a patient kind of crafter. But let's just do it for now because they're in the kit. This great kit from Creative Paper Artisan. Okay, almost there. Yeah, there you go. So got this cut out, and now my inker. Go around it again with walnut stain. Of course, you could use a vintage photo. Walnut stain is just a bit darker. And then I put on a bit of the glue. Yeah, that's nice. And I do actually want to put a little bit of ribbon on it. Where should I put that? Maybe at the bottom. Should have kept my hot glue gun going. Now just stick it in now. Got my hot glue here to the side. Trusty hot glue gun, very well used. I'll show you, I've got this little thingy, which is great, which actually it's silicone. It's actually for in the kitchen, but I absolutely love it. You can just put your glue gun just like so that it won't soil, because they sometimes drip, so that it won't soil your workbench or your worktop. This is cute. So let's cut that off. But I want some more. This is cute too, isn't it? Maybe I put that. That's lovely. Yeah. Do some of that. I just have some snippets here, and actually I could use a bit of this as well. This is nice too. Just from a doily, and I've already inked that. It's just left over from a previous project. Yeah. And do a bit like that. Okay. Stick that on. Okay, see my glue gun. Yeah. Okay, something's coming. Let's see. Okay. Let's not do this in my journal in case it goes wrong. Let's do it here. Ah, that looks nice. Nice and Christmassy. Now I do have these really cool paper clips, which to be honest I've never used yet. They are circular, but I think they're really cool. So I could actually just, it's actually quite nice to put it in here. I think, yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Like that. Okay, so that's a nice little tag. What else? Oh yeah, we had these pockets, and I do have some. Oh yeah, I wanted to use this as well. Actually, this is like a small envelope from the kit. Let's make that. I did print this on a little bit sturdier paper, not your normal copy paper. I always like in grams. I'm in Europe, in the Netherlands. Our standard copy paper over here is 80 grams, so I used 100 grams. So, and let's just ink the edges on the inside of this little envelope. It's just because it makes it just a bit more sturdy. Like if you know, if you want to tuck it in somewhere, you know, with or use a paper clip, then it just tears not that fast. I find if you use your standard copy paper, and many do use just a standard copy paper, but I just find that it tears a bit quick. So I do all the folds I ink, just to give it a bit more of a vintage feel. And then I'll use that double-sided tape again. Where is it? Here it is. Now I'll use it like, you see that this is sticking out. So I hope I'm in focus there. So this is sticking out, so this is shorter. So I'll just do it here. Oh, wrong scissors. Should have used the pink ones. The pink ones are my tape scissors. These are the pink ones. Okay, just rub over it so that it sticks really well. And I tend to just, you know, take this off with my nails. It goes quite fast and easy. So there you go. Now we can put something in here. These are too large. What shall we put in here? This is too large. Well, maybe I'll get around to that later. Maybe it's just, yeah, it's just, this is sticking out a bit, so I'll just ink that. Or maybe I should cut it off. I'll cut it off a little bit. It's sticking out a bit too much. And actually, it's quite nice to just put an envelope over an envelope. And then you can, you know, later on I can put something in there and I can put something in there. Actually, I do have some postcards, like real vintage postcards. Oh, you always have so many things when you're crafting that, of course, now... Where are my postcards? Oh, here. Here they are, hidden. That's actually quite nice. Maybe I'll... What shall I put in? This is like a vintagey. Gelukkig nieuwjaar. Happy New Year in Dutch. That's actually quite nice to just put in here. And maybe a Christmas micey thingy. You can always add something later. And I'll just stick a bit of this ribbon, not in my journal before I ruin it. Yeah, like that. Oh, there's too much glue melting now. Let's just get that off with a wipe. Oh, sorry, off camera there. Here, there's too much glue going on the outside. Don't want to get it all over. So a bit of this. That's cute. Okay, put that in there. And actually these are some of the circles that are in the kit. There's lots of these little circles. But you can probably see a bit that I used a 1.5 inch circle punch, and it doesn't punch that well, probably on cardstock, but this was thinner paper, so it's a bit rough around the edges, but that gives it immediately a very vintagey feel. So again, I just inked around it just to get rid of the white. And maybe I should use some of the braille. Here I've got some braille paper. Again, available in my shop. Let's just maybe just roughly doing something here. Again, it's very white, so I'll just go over it completely with the walnut stain. And that really, as you can see, is really cool. It really makes that the dots of the braille stand out, which I really like that. So let's stick this on the green envelope, just over here. And then I want to use, let's see if there's, I think the circles all have, I did have a bit more of the ephemera. All had the, what do you call them? Mushrooms. Toadstools, mushrooms, whatever you want to call them. This is really nice. Actually, I want a mouse. Oh, this is actually, it's supposed to be a belly band, but I could just use the little mouse, couldn't I? Yeah. I'm gonna repurpose this. Actually, gonna fussy cut around this little mouse. It's so cute, these mice. So, no belly band out of this one, but there's more belly bands. So, no worries about that. just ink it a bit to just make it stand out from the background and get rid of the white edge. So, oh, look at those little feet. So cute. Wipe. This for my fingers. And then let's stick it here. So that's really nice. Yeah, cute like that. And let's see if we have a bit more lace. I think so. It's nice to put some. Let's see if I can get this straight. Oh, come on, it's twisted. But I'll just put some glue here on the bottom. With hot glue. This hot glue dries very quickly, so you always have to be really, really fast. There you go. That's nice. So now you've got a nice envelope with some goodies in here. Real vintage. From when is this actually? Ooh, 1.5 cents. Goodness, that is really old. Not sure. Can't really read. That's a very vintage envelope. Dutch, or card, I should say. This one on here. Let's see where we are going to put it in the journal. Actually, maybe I'll put it on here. Actually, it's nice to put something on the back as well, isn't it? Ah. Piece. Ah. Or maybe one of those circle thingies. Yeah, that's nice. Now, I'll make it stick out, so I'll just put glue on half of it. So it will stick out. And there you go. And then I can put it on here with, again, one of these really cool Christmassy colored paper clips. There you go. Actually, I could put it the other side way around like that. Okay, that's nice. So, oh yeah, here we had a pocket. We made this double pocket that can fold out. A bit like so. I do want it glued here. Let's use some of that tape. That if you put something in there, it won't fall out. Let's see, till there. Wrong scissors, pink scissors. Okay, so that is stuck down now. So then you can put something in here, which is really cute. And in here I could either glue this again. Maybe I will actually. I'll tape that down as well and make a pocket so that if I put anything in there, it won't fall out. Oh, by the way, when this journal is finished, it will be for sale in my Etsy shop. My physical items Etsy shop calls Lens Crafty Life, but it's not finished yet, so it won't go in yet. Okay. So there you go. Actually, this is quite brownish, so maybe I'll put one of these from my Christmassy embossed papers. And I hope you can see that it says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." So I'll pop that in there. And maybe another, maybe I'll put a card, because here's a pocket now as well. I think this one is also Gelukkig Nieuwjaar. It's a very old vintage Christmas card. Let's see if I can see. I can't see from where, but it must be around 1910, 1920, thereabouts. So these are original cards. So let's put that in here as well. And maybe let's, do we have a belly belt or a pocket? That's quite cute. Yeah, let's do that there. My inker, let's ink that, make it a pocket. Okay, we're going to use the tape on this again. And then I need to see if that envelope is the glue on the envelope I just made in the beginning. If that is done, so we can stick that in the back of this journal, junk journal. There you go. And I'll probably work on this journal more also off camera, but I'll definitely do a flip through as well on my YouTube channel, Lens Crafty Life, when it is all done. It's really cute. I've been so busy with my Etsy shop that I haven't been crafting much this last year, so it's really, really nice to be making a junk journal again. It's a long time ago that I was making a junk journal. Oh, so cute. Look at it peeking out. And I may still, you know, do something else with these. But this video is already, again, becoming quite large. So, or long, I should say. Do I still have some music paper? Got lots of different papers. I always love to use music paper. Although there's already there's a bit of text here. Could glue that on, but should I use, these are some stars from the embossed paper packs. Maybe I'll use some green, but I will go over it with the, stay here, please. So to just give it a bit more of a vintage feel. So again with the walnut stain. To just embellish this pocket a little more. Maybe I put it there. Maybe actually I do that over there. And oh yeah, I got some stamps too. This is a red stamp now. That is Christmassy, isn't it? It needs something else. What does it need? What does it need? This is kind of nice ribbon. Should I put it? That's nice. Okay. Oh. I'll put some of that ribbon over there. Okay, black scissors to cut off the ribbon. It sticks out a bit, but that's nice. You can see a bit here. Now stamp. not blue. I could use this. Not sure anymore actually. Not sure if I should do a stamp. Maybe here. Or the red one. Because there is some red in here, there is some red in there. Maybe that's nice. Yeah, I'll pop on there. These are real vintage Dutch stamps. Let's put that there. So, okay, I think for now, no, not yet. I'll just stick in this envelope because, yeah, this is dry now. So now I can stick this in. I'll pop it here. I don't see the embellished. There you go. So now we've got a pocket here from the actual envelope, and then we've got a pocket behind the envelope as well. Now it's very flat, so you can't do much. Let's embellish this a bit more. You can't put much in it, you know, only flat things, but that's what we want anyway, isn't it? Now let's do an extra vintage stamp here. Like that. Maybe, oh yeah, this was quite nice. Or should I, maybe I'll pop that. This is very bare, I don't like that. What shall I may put this here, that's lovely, isn't it? But I do also still need to embellish the front. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, but I'll put some papers on first. I'll keep this for the front. Okay, what else am I gonna do? Maybe this could be quite nice. These are some, hope you can see that, some kind of snowflakes. Actually, that could be, just put that here, this here in the back, it will stick out. That's actually quite nice. And this, actually, I want to show, this is nice as well. It's very pink, but I do like it because there is some pink, like here, some pink in this journal. So even though it's Christmassy, maybe I'll just put that in there with the, I really like these, enjoying using that. Just popping that here, and I can always add a little mouse, a little tag. What am I gonna do here? That's a bit much pink. Oh, this one is nice too, it's peeking out. So there you go, and I do want to put that. Is nice, yeah, like that. So tape, now all sorts of other things are stuck to my tape. Okay, I'm just closing this pocket. Pink scissors. And there you go, popping this in. Again, a very old vintage postcard from 1910. It says